Hey everyone, this is Scott from Forgot to Grow Up. Welcome to our Terminator Dark Fate movie review. I just got back from seeing the new Terminator movie and I'm going to be just talking about my general thoughts on it. I'll be starting off with non-spoilers and talking about spoilers near the end of the video. I'll be sure to let you guys know before I get to the spoilers. But yes, we got a new Terminator. It doesn't feel like that. Feels like a little long, but it's only been like 4 years since we got the last one. I was excited to hear about this when it was announced. The trailers got me pretty excited, so I was pretty hyped going into this, and it did not let me down, at least in my opinion. I thought this was a pretty well done one. We see in this one, it's not a Connor being chased down by a Terminator. The new Terminator we call the Rev 9. He's actually chasing down somebody else for reasons I won't go into because that's definitely a spoiler thing. But yes, with the new Terminator, and with a new Terminator comes somebody to protect the person the Terminator is tracking down. And in this one, we get Grace, who is a human, but also with cybernetic enhancements, which I thought was a kind of fun addition to this to kind of level the playing field. Wasn't quite that she's a Terminator. I thought there might be more to it, and maybe there is. Again, these are things I'm going to try to avoid spoiling until I get to my spoiler section. But I thought she was a great addition to this. I really just like the premise overall of getting, a new Terminator who's coming after a new person that isn't one of these Connors, and us having to learn throughout the movie why it is that somebody else is being traced down, especially if you have a little bit of a history. If you know anything about the Terminator movies, they're always just running after a Sarah Connor or a John Connor or something like that. So it was interesting to see that this one was different, and I liked that we had to kind of learn throughout this movie about why. And so I thought they really did a great job with that. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Thought it was an interesting story and plot. I loved me getting a little bit of this old, weathered Sarah Connor character who has been doing this for a very long time and has confidence in herself. And we learn a little bit more about what she's been up to in this time since. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. Old Arnold was great as well, but I just love Old Arnold in anything, so that was great. The new Rev 9 was really badass. I really like this concept of this one that's, half the liquid metal we got in the second Terminator movie, T2, and a few other iterations like that, but also a combination of having a solid metal one, which isn't a spoiler. We saw that in the trailers. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. When I saw in the trailer, I was very impressed, and they impressed me even more with the use of it in this movie, and I thought they did a really great job with this new version of a Terminator, making him feel like a new Terminator, even though he's kind of just two of the old ones squished together. But I thought it was really great. I liked Grace's character. Like I said, she was really badass. The two of them, their action scenes, all their fights, again, these aren't spoilers, we see a bunch of them in the trailers, but I thought they were really, really well done, the action. And this one in particular, I felt just, it didn't feel as CGI as we've gotten in the last couple Terminator movies, so that I thought was positive. Definitely still CGI, where it's 2011, it's all 2012 people, or not 2011, it's 2019 people, it's almost 2020. We're going, everything's got CGI nowadays, so but I thought they did a great job of not making it feel completely CGI. What else? There's pacing. The pacing of this movie I thought was really well done, actually. It's a little over a 2-hour a 2-hour runtime, and it didn't quite feel like that. I thought they kind of keep you, I don't want to say quite on the edge of your seat, but kind of they do a great job of kind of building the suspense. You're not being 100% sure when you're going to, run into the Terminator again, because again, they're always on the run with these things. So I really enjoyed it overall, the pacing, how it just these new characters being introduced to them via this new story, and then just kind of learning a little bit more about what this in particular, what the take on this Terminator story is. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah, overall I would definitely recommend this to anybody. If you saw the trailer and were even a little intrigued, I think it's not going to let you down. But that being said, there's always some people who don't like a Terminator movie. But yeah, overall I definitely recommend it to anybody who's interested in it already. I don't think this will let you down at all. But yes, that's all my non-spoiler thoughts that I've been trying to avoid all the spoilers up to now. So if you haven't seen it yet, this is what you want to leave, or if you don't care about hearing spoilers, here it goes. Spoilers. There's a reason there's that a Connor isn't being chased. This movie decided, okay, again, spoilers, that none of the Terminator sequels exist after Terminator 2. There's Terminator 1, Terminator 2, and this movie. And they make that very clear right off the bat, or semi-clear right off the bat. I was still a little bit like, I thought they could have made it a little bit more. I felt it was just a little too quick of a thing. So again, spoilers for the movie. They start off by showing us that this is a different timeline in a sense from than we've seen in all these previous Terminator sequels that we've gotten, and that this is a timeline that went directly from Terminator 2, where they stopped Judgment Day, and that's what happened. And then we get at the beginning of this movie, we get a little flashback of Sarah Connor telling us about what happened after that, which was John Connor still got shot by another Terminator, because even though they stopped it, there were still Terminators that they had sent back, and so that was a little bit like, oh wow, that was a little smack in the face. I was 100% ready for that. I didn't think that was the direction we were going to go in order to bring up this kind of reboot in a sense of it, because they've tried to reboot Terminator a bunch of times. All the sequels have pretty much been, well, since after Terminator 3, I would say, have been some kind of trying to reboot the franchise, trying to make it get another trilogy out of it. And this one, yeah, kind of just smacked me in the face that this is the way they were going to go about it, being like, yep, none of those ones ever happened. 3 didn't happen, Salvation didn't happen, Genesis did not happen in this timeline, at least. So that was interesting. There's no Skynet in this one. The Terminator, or the Rev 9, wasn't sent back by Skynet in this case. It was sent back by Legion, which I think is a little bit of a lame name for a computer. I liked Skynet a little bit better, but that's just my personal Legion to me is the superhero, or the X-Men character. Yeah, this is just interesting that we get this different timeline where John Connor is dead and Sarah Connor has been just taking out Terminators that have been coming back for whatever reason throughout time, and so that she's got that experience of being able to take them out, and that's where she's able to help in this one. So this one was just really, really didn't catch me off guard, but it surprised me that they were ready to just be like, yep, none of those other ones happened, we're just restarting like we haven't even seen those other ones. So that was interesting that this Danny character is pretty much the new John, and we got Legion as the new Skynet, but they're also from a different future than Sarah Connor knows about, so that introduces this new element, which I thought was pretty interesting. Some people might not like that because it's not John Connor who's the leader of the resistance anymore. It's this Danny character, or for now at least, because that's what this also implies, that you can still change the future and we can get different futures, which is a part I really enjoyed about this. I thought that was really well done about time travel, which is, yeah, when you change stuff, you're going to get a different outcome in the future, which can also then lead to different outcomes in the past, which then leads to new outcomes in the future. That's how time travel works. That's why time travel isn't real. But that's not part of this video. But yes, that's pretty much all my thoughts about the spoilers. I don't want to can't really think too much more about that stuff. It all kind of expands from there. It is a Terminator movie after all, so it's pretty basic from there what we get. But that little bit of a twist that they give us right at the beginning of this movie, which I thought they did a pretty good job of not hiding, but kind of not completely giving away in the trailers. Like, I had thought back about it and I was like, oh yeah, I realized now they didn't mention Skynet or anything like that in the trailers, at least that I noticed. It's possible. I don't keep up with everything. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. But yes, that's all my thoughts on Terminator Dark Fate. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what you thought of Terminator. Be sure to let me, or if you're planning to see it. Thanks again for joining me today. Sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a good one.